and welcome. My name is Gail Moffat, and it's really nice to be with you all today. Now, do you know what? I always like to talk about something a little bit spiritual before we go to our callers. But I've been thinking about what is the biggest question that we have from a spiritual standpoint that probably everybody will ask at some point is, what's the meaning of life? What's it all about? And as a medium, my connections have reached certain people in spirit that are quite incredible. And what I've learned over the years is a lot of information, I guess. And so I think that I'd like to explain in a short little 5-minute burst exactly some of the things that I've learned. The first thing that I've learned, and this is something that I think is really, really important, is that our lives, to some extent, are determined. But to another extent, we do have free will, and we are given choices in our life, and it's up to us to make those decisions. But the overall route that is being given to us is certainly guided ultimately we have guides. There is an angelic realm, there is highly evolved spirits, there are friends and family and people that we know in spirit, and then there's God. And I can confirm that God is real, God exists. And so in other words, our life is determined, and to a point, because things will be presented to us, and it's up to us as to how we act upon it. And so I always like to see it as, we have to get from A, which is birth, and B, which is death. And there is a hope for us that we will achieve great things on that route. But what will quite often happen is that if we sort of come off the path a little bit, God and all of the highly evolved spirit will do as much as they possibly can to get us back on the path. So in other words, we're on a journey, and I guess it's a bit like coming to school, and that's the other thing. Why are we on this journey? Why? What's the point of it? And the point is really simple. I believe that it's one of two things. Number one is that we are here to learn our lessons and evolve and grow spiritually, which is an incredible privilege to be here in a way. And some of you are probably sort of, spitting out your drink as I say that, because I get that life can be, somewhat hard and difficult and challenging. But this is where the privilege is, because what happens through those challenges and difficulties is that we evolve, we have a deeper understanding, we potentially have compassion, or, all those things that God wants for us. And so we can be effectively better people. And that's just, that's just amazing that we can travel on this journey. And I bet you if for all those people that are listening, if you were to think where you were 10 years ago and how you viewed life, I bet you 10 years on today, you'd see things in a completely different way, because, we are evolving constantly, constantly changing, constantly evolving. And that's just so amazing. The other thing that I want to talk about while I'm waiting for a caller to call in is the angelic realm. Now, with the angels, and again, I have communicated with angels, so I know categorically that they exist. I'm always told that we have to ask if we want their help. So it's really important to sort of, ask out or reach out to the angels or to spirit, when you've got problems or when you need help, because I know that, whether it be our loved ones in spirit, the angels, the highly evolved spirit, or God, they all want us to be supported and helped in our lives, and that we are given all the guidance so that we can actually stay on this path and really do well in this life. One of the things that I'm told is that when we are grieving because we've lost somebody, quite often when we return to spirit, there is much celebration and rejoicing, because actually you're returning home, you're going to be meeting up with all those people that you've known, not only in this life but in all of the lives that you've lived. Because again, that's something else that's been very much proved to me through my mediumship, is that reincarnation is real and really does exist. So it's really important to understand that, I think, that reincarnation is real, God is real, the angels are real, that we have a path, and that life is eternal, that we do go on to greater things always. And what's really interesting is that's another thing that I've been told about is that the place that some people call the spirit world or heaven or whatever you want to refer to it as, that it's often I've been told just how amazing it is. So I guess what I've been told it confirms everything that is spoken about. So anyway, that's a bit of a whistle-stop tour of the meaning of life and what's it all about. But so let's go to a caller, shall we? And I believe that Evelyn in Visalia, California is there. Are you there, Evelyn?
Yes, I am, Gail. Thank you.
Oh, hello. Hello and welcome. So it's Evelyn, isn't it? That's the correct pronunciation.
Yes, it's Evelyn. In Spanish, it would be Evelyn, but it's perfect.
Oh, so are you Spanish then? Is it Evelyn?
No, I'm Evelyn. Perfect.
Evelyn is right. Okay, we'll stick with that then. Right. So I can either connect to somebody that is loved by you in spirit, or I can look to give some guidance about an area in your life. Is there anywhere in particular that you'd like me to focus?
I think I would want to talk to my first love, Joe. He passed away 8 years ago.
Right. Right. Okay. I am sensing somebody here as you're talking about him, and one of the things that I'm getting really how he's coming across is there's a little bit of emotion, a sense of seriousness, but that's probably just because of the moment that he's in, and I do feel a little bit of emotion as well, and he's he, as I'm trying to connect with him, I know that he's a little bit lost for words. So I would imagine that and I'm just interpreting this. He's not telling me this because he's not saying anything at the moment, but I'm just interpreting that he hasn't been through before. Would that be correct?
I felt his presence before,
but not actually spoken to a medium.
Signs.
Yeah.
He's showing me. He's giving me signs.
Sure, but he hasn't spoken through a medium like myself. because, and the reason why I sort of feel that with him is that because of how emotional he is, because I feel that this is a really emotional experience for him, that he is just slightly struggling to compose himself with. And he's just said to me, I'm here, I'm all right. I can talk and I'll be all right. So he's just sort of, he's obviously composed himself. Um, he's saying to me that um, he's he's really sad, but because he I feel that he had ambitions for your relationship. He's saying to me that if he could have had his his time again or back in on Earth, he makes me feel that he would have wanted to go on and be uh, very much sort of in your life for the rest of your life. I feel like a real sense of wanting to protect and care for you as well. And I feel that, and he's sort of saying to me that he he feels bad that he hasn't been there to do that for you, because on some level he makes me feel that you I don't know whether you relied upon him or needed his help or need some help in some sort of way. Does any of that make sense to you, Evelyn?
Well, we were each other's first loves, and I think I thought I was going to marry him, and he was going to be the father of my children, and vice versa. That we were going to.
Yeah, oh,
Um,
he
so it
definitely
makes
wanted
sense.
that. Yeah, definitely,
It makes
definitely.
sense. Like I
Um,
don't have any children right now, and I've always wondered, how my life would have been if he would have been alive, if we would have had children. But
yeah. I
I
I
can't
think
torture myself with that.
I do feel that he would have made an excellent father. Um, and not every man is capable of that. But I do feel that he would have been almost like a doting father, because there's a real soft touch, a soft center to him. Um, he's somebody that cares very deeply, and he's somebody that
Mm-hmm.
is would help anyone. Would anybody that was in trouble. I feel that he would want to help, and I feel like he's a real example to people. Like he always sets a good example, but he doesn't go out to do it, set out necessary to go and do it. It's just the way he is. He just is um, just a little shining light. It's the only way that
Very
I can.
intelligent. Yeah,
Yeah, oh yeah,
very
yeah. And
intelligent man.
I, I just feel that if he'd have been alive, he would have had this amazing life as well. And I get the feeling with him that he wouldn't be adverse to doing some traveling as well. And I feel that he was. I feel like there's some ambitions of seeing the world and going to different places. But I feel
Yes.
like he's quite a romantic as well, and would have and very much would have wanted to do that with you in a. And I feel like he would have enjoyed doing it in a romantic way as well, like, for example, going somewhere and just looking at the stars at night, or something like that. I feel he's very, very romantic. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, we used to love to go to places. Sightseeing
Yeah.
was our thing, and it's something that I plan to eventually do. Go on my own. I just need to not be fearful of traveling on my own and getting to know the world. I'm single now, so
Yeah.
I'm like, I should just, go ahead and do it. I
Yeah.
can't wait,
Maybe
to find
maybe
someone,
you should
so I should just do it now.
just dip your toe in with the safe places first. I think that's the best advice I can give to you for that. But I do feel that I feel like he's also quite ambitious, ambitious about traveling, about ambitious. I feel like he would have been ambitious about a career, and I also get he makes me feel like his passion is infectious. Sorry, not infected, infectious. So I've got the wrong word, and he makes me feel that he would get excited. He was excited about his life and what he was doing in his life and what he wanted to do. Um,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
I feel like because of that, he was good fun to be around. I
Yes,
also
yes, many
feel like
fun.
he did something to do with, I don't know whether it's charity to just somebody he knows, and I'm being drawn to children as well, whether he helped certain children and maybe it was children in his family, or whether he was did something with a charity more at large. But I just feel a very sort of charitable nature with him, and I am drawn to children with him. Would that make sense to you?
That part I do not know.
Okay.
That's quite possible.
Yeah. I'm being drawn. Okay, I'm being drawn to children because he's showing me like two children, and he's. I feel like there are. Are you connected with his family in any way?
Yes, his sister has two children. It's his biological sister. His brothers don't have any children, but his sister has a boy and a girl.
Right, yeah, that's where I'm going. I wasn't sure whether it was in the family or wider. So this is where I'm going with, and I feel like I really want to support and help these children because he makes me feel that there is a sense of being gifted with them, that they have um, that they're quite intelligent and could go very far in life. They're quite an intelligent family, aren't they?
Yes, the little boy is very intelligent. He's 3, but he's
Yeah,
already showing like a high IQ. I think
yeah. Could almost be
that's
a
the famous.
genius. Yeah,
Mm,
could
runs
almost
in the
be.
family.
Yeah,
They're intelligent people.
yeah.
Hmm.
And he's just making me aware that he wants to help and support them, and he's going to be guiding them from spirit.
Oh, that makes sense.
Um, which I think he would be perfect for it because he's so intelligent himself. Um,
Yes, he was.
but I just want to say I know it's very easy to relax into this reading, but um, I only have 10 minutes with each person, and I've got somebody waiting to speak to me. But I just want you to know that he is um, he is ecstatic, ecstatic that he's been able to speak to you today. And he just wants to let you know that I feel like he never stopped loving you. But also, I feel like I want to. There's also, before I go, I feel like he's either he's sorry it didn't go the way it should have gone, or he's sorry about. I feel like he's sorry. I feel like would you understand that why he's saying he's let you down? Sometimes with spirit, they say they've let you down because they've just passed. But I don't know what he's referring to. Would you understand
Yes,
that?
yes, I do. I'm well aware. And I always knew that he loved me, and I hope he knows that I did too.
He's never stopped loving you, never. But thank you very much for ringing
No,
in.
thank you, Miss Gail.
And I must go to the
I
next
appreciate it.
caller. But thank you very much. My name's Gail Moffat. If you want to find me on Facebook, thank you. Right, so let's go to Fran in Raleigh, North Carolina. Are you there, Fran?
Hi, very good. How are you? Thank you.
Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Gail Moffat. And so, where would you like me to focus? In your life or with someone in spirit?
Is it possible to kind of get a combination of both, or
Right, we've okay, yes, of course. We've got 8 minutes left. Who would you like me
I
to
feel like
connect
there's
to?
people in spirit wanting to guide me.
Yeah, you've got. I've got some grandparents here that are on your mother's side of the family that have just stepped forward, and they're together. So when I see them together like that, I know that they were sort of very. They had a good relationship. I know that about them. Um, now they the grandfather is coming forward, and it's him that wants to do the talking, because he says that he feels that he is more able to guide you at this point in time, and he's talking about right. Okay, is there a young child that is having uh, that has some problems um, around you or in your family somewhere?
My son, possibly, but how young is young?
I don't know. I feel with this person, they've got some. It's like they've got challenges. Um, do you know of somebody who's got sort of like either a learning difficulty or on the spectrum or Down syndrome or something like that? Does that make sense to you?
That does not make sense to me. Down syndrome. Not
Uh,
anyone I can think of. Not anyone I
okay.
can think of.
Because what I'm being shown to me is that there is somebody that okay, I'm just gonna uh, just put that on the shelf for the moment. But I just feel like there's somebody that is in your family that is struggling emotionally with their life, and is almost struggling with which way to go forward in their life, almost like left or right, and emotionally really struggling in their mind, and it's almost like they've got their feet stuck in cement. And I use that expression to sort of suggest that they can't move. It's like they know they've got to move, but they can't move. And and I think because I was just getting that in my clairsentience, that feeling of somebody that was like that, and I initially thought that they were um, sort of like autistic or Down syndrome or on the spectrum, but I realised that they're just really sort of stuck and not being able to move forward because they it's like their problems are just go whirring round and round and round and round and round in their head, and they're not able to think clearly as to how to do things. Does that make sense to you?
Not really. I mean, I've had a lot of stuck energies myself, but I can't think of anyone with Downs or autism or
No, but I want you
can't
to
think of
use that as
anybody.
I want you to use that as an analogy as
Well,
opposed
or
to an
the only thing I can think of is my son that might have um, just some emotional problems from time to time. I mean, not bad. He just I can talk about his problems he has going on, if you know what I mean. He talks to me
yeah.
about a lot of things. So,
But would you understand about him not struggling to deal with his problems or not knowing how to move forward with these problems?
well, he's struggling to deal with them, and I think he's looking to me for guidance on moving forward with them. But um,
because I just feel that it's almost like this is the way it's been presented to me. So please, Fran, don't take this literally. It's like he's stuck in his brain with his problems, and it's like and I just feel that there are. It's like he's going backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and circling around it, and I just feel that he doesn't. It's like he's struggling to know how to deal with the situation and his life in general. And the reason why, when I first felt in my clairsentience this situation, it felt like somebody who was, say, on the spectrum or autistic. I wasn't told that. I did, but it's a similar feeling of being stuck and not being able to sort of like almost like not move forward in the way that somebody normally would. Because I just feel that he is really struggling with how to look at his life and take some plunges and be brave and move forward. But I feel that he will quite often retreat to a safe feeling, a safe environment, and sort of it's almost like he quite regularly will step back and rather than move forward. And your grandparents and your grandfather is from your mother's side of the family is coming forward and wanting to say to you that she is wanting to really, he wants really to support him and almost like lift him up, because I do feel with this circulating problem that he has, and I don't know the details of this problem, but I feel that more the problem is that he's not dealing with it, is I feel like he's got quite low moods as well, and feeling, and I can feel sort of quite, you know, I don't want to say he's suffering from depression, but I just feel that when someone is depressed, it's almost like a justifiable feeling because of their circumstances. And that's the feeling that I get. And I just want you to let you know that the grandfather is coming forward because he loves him so much and wants to support him and help him